Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Poppy.
And we fix stuff. Sometimes.
This is a Sony NWZ-384 MP3 player. I bought it about 2008 and the battery no longer holds a charge. So the job we're going to do today is to try and replace the battery so that it will hold a charge and we can continue using it. Ready? Are we going?
We're going.
Excellent. So this is our first project. Okay, and I'll tell you what's wrong with it. This is a Sony Walkman. The model number is NWZ-E384. I bought this in about 2008. It's been really good, but the problem is now that the battery doesn't last more than about 3 or 4 minutes before it turns itself off. You see it's just charged there, but it doesn't matter whether it's charged up or not. You play it on its own for about 2 or 3 minutes and it will just turn itself off. So I think what's happening is that the battery isn't holding its charge. Okay, so you see it plays.
It's not playing.
That's paused. That's playing. See the green arrow? But that will turn itself off in a couple of minutes. So the battery isn't holding its charge. So what it needs is a new battery. Okay, that's the volume. It's a nice little device. Nice little device. Okay, right. So what we're going to have to do now is take this apart. There you go. See the battery is now flashing saying I can't hold my charge. And it will turn itself off in a minute. So what we're going to need to do is take this apart, get the battery out, and find a replacement and put it in. Okay? Cool.
How do we take it apart?
Doesn't look like there's an easy way to get into this. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to go onto the web and look for a way to take this apart safely. Okay, so I found this website on iFixit. iFixit's a really good repair site. It's got lots of instructions on various things that you can repair. Okay, the instructions don't necessarily show you this, but I think the first thing we need to do is to take that label off.
And how do we do
And
that?
how do we do that? So what we're going to do now is just put a little bit of warm air on this label just to make it easier to pull back without damaging it. Turn on the power. You don't need very much. Just to loosen the glue. Warm it up. And then let's see if we can just prise that label back a bit. Nope. Might need to put a little bit more heat on it, something just a bit sharper perhaps.
Going through our toolbox. And found something.
This is a surgical scalpel.
Used for surgery.
Used for surgery from my days in the medical profession. So, put a bit more heat back on just to keep it warm. See if we can just peel it back a bit easier.
Is that the right thing?
It's coming off.
But not the full thing, that's just like the plastic piece right now.
Possibly. see if we can just pull this back a bit more.
It's just a plastic layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we need, is it? Yeah,
There we go. See that? Sorry mate, can you give it a bit more heat? Just there and just move it around. Okay. Let's just loosen the glue. And
screws.
there are 2 screws. There we go. 1 screw out. Just pop in there. Next screw. Give it a bit of a turn. That's it. Bit of pressure. Excellent. Okay. Right. Okay, just very gently prise it at the connection. That's it. Try the other side now. Just make sure that we get lots of it off. That might be tricky. We might need to just pull it up around this way a bit. That's it. Be careful of the screen. That's it. I think we'll use the plastic one now. There you go. Just pull it in and just lever it open.
There we go.
Okay. So we now have it apart. And of course it looks nothing like the diagram that we had. So those are the controls, which then activate the buttons on the circuit board, and that's just held in place by pressure from the cover, I think.
Those are buttons too. There's a screw there and another under there.
Okay, well let's take this one off first. Give it a bit of a turn. Come out. That's it. Okay, put that one there.
Yeah.
Now then, we very gently see if we can lever this up. I'm just wondering whether it just clips in there. You see that? There's a couple of things there that might just clip into. You can see the battery behind it. See that yellow thing?
Yeah.
That's the battery. That's where you want to be. But you don't want to... Ah!
So it does.
Just clips out, I think. We might not even needed to take that screw out, perhaps. Let's put that off to the side. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I reckon that just comes out. None of this was in the instruction video, so I suspect we're just having to... There we go! Look at that!
This can go off with the case.
And there's the battery. Want to get a video of that? So I put that screw back in because we didn't need it to take out the battery. The whole thing just basically clipped out of its case. So here's the battery on the other side.
Doesn't look like it, but it might be in there or there. Probably
It's
there.
there. These are like a package battery. So they're usually LiPos or lithium ion batteries. Important thing is to match the bright battery. So that's a 1.4 watt hour battery, We need to work out what voltage the battery is as well. And the other thing we need to do is make sure that when we take it out, that we make a note of where the red and where the black wires go on the board. Okay, we'll have to use a soldering iron just to unsolder those, but that shouldn't be too difficult. First thing we need to do then is to get this battery off of this backboard here.
How do we take the backboard off?
Usually, from what I've been reading, they're usually glued on with some sort of tape. So,
Is that the tape?
no, because it's not actually taped to anything there, you see. I think that's just a cover. So what we'll do is just gently start to prise here. I've got a feeling this is pretty well stuck on. So what we might need to do be careful not to puncture it, because if you short it out, these things can catch fire.
Do we have a fire extinguisher in this house?
We do, we have two, both in the kitchen. So if something happens, you'll see me run like hell. Alright, let's see, it's sort of coming out a bit. I think what we can do is put a bit of isopropyl alcohol down there just to dissolve some of the glue. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just spray a little bit just down there. Just between the thing and the glue. Just open it up a bit. We can always wipe it off. Isopropyl alcohol won't do any damage.
It cleans it.
It does clean it, and can also dissolve certain types of adhesive. I think what we'll do is we'll use our plastic tool.
The smell of alcohol.
Yeah, believe me, it doesn't taste anywhere as nice as it smells. So you see it's starting to move a bit.
Indeed.
And I think I can see just a bit of tape down there.
Yep, I see it.
I think it's coming apart. Look at that. I think the alcohol's doing its job. I'll just have another squirt. Got to be very gentle here, because as I say, these batteries can explode. Not careful. They have caused various fires in the past. And again, make sure we try and bring it off evenly so you don't try and squeeze or push one side more than the other. That way it doesn't damage the battery pack. Batteries used to be in hard cases, but now they're in these polythene packs. There we go. Hear that?
Yep.
Let me just do that.
Destroy the glue.
Yeah, just prise it away. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely cool. So,
We need to open that.
no, we don't. This has got chemicals in it, right? And now, of course, I've skewered the number with the alcohol, which I shouldn't have done, but there is a barcode on there. So we need to look at that number. So before we obscure it anymore, what's the number, Alex?
274237A9H.
9H or A?
H.
There.
Oh, that might be.
An M perhaps?
No, that's a H.
23719, isn't it? Is there a 1 there? Oh, it's a A?
A9.
H. Okay, well, we'll look that up. And let's put the other number down.
718L O.
Oh, sorry, made a mistake. 718.
8L or 0 1 4 W, and then the rest is Y.
Okay, that's all right. Well, we've got some footage of it anyway beforehand, so we can look it back up in the video. This pencil, by the way, has been savaged by Rani, who's our technical consultant. Okay, I'm just going to take a picture of the circuit board where the battery goes on so that we make sure that the red and the black parts go
Well, they need to.
back together right. Just putting a little bit of solder on the tip of the soldering iron. And now, very carefully, in the iron, very carefully, clean it a bit more, get it right. Very carefully now, take off the red one.
Which is the positive.
That's correct. And then
The black,
black
which is
one.
the negative.
done.
He does that. Because it's very easy.
Indeed it is. And you don't want it to be, you want to be quick because you don't want to heat up the battery at all. There's double-sided tape here, you see that? And that's how it was stuck to there. And what we'll do is we'll clean that off later when it all goes back together. So the next thing we've got to do is try and find a replacement battery for this. That might be more difficult than the rest of the whole project.
Do we like undo that? Is the battery inside or is that the battery?
That is the battery, it's in this silver
That's
case.
the actual battery.
Indeed, yeah, and because they're very small and very flat, so they fit into small devices. Okay, so now we've got to go searching for,
I don't think we have one of those.
sorry?
I don't think we have one of those.
I don't think we do. We'll have to go on the net and start looking for some of those numbers, and that's why I took all the numbers down. Thank you for taking down the numbers, Lana. All right, so now what we'll do is when I put this away safely, so that we won't lose anything. Okay, particularly those two screws. You see one's bounced out already. So we'll put this all into a bag and make sure that it's all together, so when we come back, when we get the battery. Now we're going to look for these numbers. Let's try, well then, put it in, 274. Nope.
What on earth is that?
Don't know. I think it's a bit of plumbing. There we go. That's looking better, isn't it? See the things that are coming up?
Battery.
25HN. 25HNPC.
Battery.
That's looking like it might be what we're looking for.
Kind of.
Okay. I think we're looking at AliExpress here.
Yay!
Okay. Cool. Well, let's see if we can sort that out. Even though it's got an $11 shipping charge. Such is life. Such is life. Okay, so finally the new battery has arrived. You can see just about that it's got the same serial number.
Yep.
It looks the same size.
Yes.
And it has the same number of connections. So hopefully that will fit
Yes.
and that will work. Okay, so the first thing we'll need to do is to solder it to the board. So turn on the soldering iron.
I'd love to.
Who said that?
I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do.
Now, can you remember which way around these connections go?
Isn't it red on right and black on left?
Well, remember we made a diagram? Do you want to go and get the diagram?
Surely it's my turn.
It is your turn. Okay, so what have we got? Luckily we made a diagram before we removed it. What have we got?
Red on left and black on right.
Okay, that's cool. So now we know what we're doing. The soldering iron is heating up. We'll just get some solder, which is in that little bucket there.
Stand up.
Excellent. We'll just add some more salt and bright, can it?
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Sometimes. Okay, so just get ready to solder that into place. Just adding some solder now to connections just to keep them nice and fresh. Excellent. Okay, I'll add some solder to the wire connections. This can sometimes be a bit tricky. This is called tinning. Okay, add a little bit to there. Heat the wire up. Dab some solder on. I just need to take the temperature up a bit. Okay, we'll solder that first one. A little bit more, just a bit of heat to it. Okay, just let it go. Perfect. Okay, and we'll do the same for the next one. Okay, doesn't look too bad, does it? Right. Just
I'm holding a live weapon.
indeed. Indeed you are. So we'll pop it back in there, just give it a quick clean. Keep that there. Okay, so now we've soldered those on. Double check that the connections are correct.
Which they are.
Which they are. Just have a quick spurt of isopropyl alcohol and gently clean the motherboard with an old toothbrush. No, don't brush your teeth with this one.
It's dirty.
And
What's that?
now we just need some double-sided tape, which Rani is helping us to provide. Oh, Rani! Oh, Rani!
Really?
We now need to return the battery onto its back plate.
Yeah.
It came with double-sided tape.
Do we have scissors?
Oh, do we have scissors? There's a good question.
We have so much mechanical tools. We have literally tweezers and no scissors.
There we go.
How funny.
So we'll put one piece there and one piece there. Okay.
We got the other piece.
One piece there. Doesn't need to be too long. It's only about 25 millimeters.
Not working. Oh, there it is.
And then just pull it. Excellent job. And you can see where it was before. So we'll just there.
Tweezers do work, but recommended scissors.
Indeed. Okay, Alex, we've put the double-sided tape on
Yep.
and taken off the backing. So now we can just align the battery and stick it down into place.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Okay,
My
okay mate.
turn.
Now what we're going to do?
I think we need to put it back into the case.
Okay, so we reassemble it by sliding it into the plastic case, making sure the USB port and the speaker comes through. Oh, look at that. Click it into place at the top. Just might need a little bit of persuasion. I think that's in.
Okay.
I think that's in and it's working. That's good news. Okay, so we've managed to get the chassis back into the case. The trickiest bit is always assembling plastic parts. These are the controls, and they're just on a nylon frame here. I had a look at how they might fit together, and as far as I can see, they just sit into position like that.
But this frame will probably hold it together.
That will supply the pressure to make sure that the switches and everything don't move. So let's just pop it on like that. These bits are always fiddly. Some nice clicks there, clicks into place there, clicks into place there.
It's not clicking into place.
It's not quite, is it? Okay, we'll just take it apart and try again. That's why it'd come up a bit.
We can edit out time, can't we?
You can edit out things.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try again. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Can you see what I'm looking at? Have we got it? Put your phone down, please. You're doing a job here. Okay? So we'll have another go at just assembling it, making sure that that sits down. This sits properly into place. I believe it just places there. And then see if we can get this case to sit on properly. Sometimes you might need just to put a little bit of glue on it just to hold it in place, but let's see what we can do. As I said, this is often the trickiest bit, is getting these together. Looks like Mickey Mouse ears, doesn't it?
Yes, that's what I thought from the start.
Yeah, and it just doesn't like to be in the right place. And there we go. Ah!
Is everything clicked? Everything looks clicked.
Not quite in place. Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And that's now clipped together and it's turned on.
Yep.
Power off. So that looks pretty good.
Yep.
The only thing we need to do now
Let's screw it back together and put
with
back
that screwdriver.
the
Oh, look at that screwdriver. Who did that?
Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie. So what I will do is use my
Other screwdriver.
iFixit screwdriver that I purchased. iFixit are a really good company for tools for this sort of thing. We're not sponsored, I just happen to like them, particularly iFixit Australia. I'll get you now to place those two screws in. Can you see? All right? Excellent. Okay, just get one in and just gently tighten first, and then put the other one in. That way they tighten down evenly and don't twist. Tricky, eh? And your eyes are better than mine.
It's magnetic.
It's magnetic, which means, again, you don't drop it on the floor and spend an hour looking for it.
But it comes with its inside.
It does. Sometimes a magnifying glass is useful. There we go, mate. All right, so you just tighten them both down now. Just reasonable tightness, you don't want to break the plastic.
It's not going down.
Nearly there. Sometimes it's better just to rest it on there. and then just push down with that top, and then that's it. That way you get a good, excellent, that'll do. Just check the other one. Good. We are
Now for this thing. Whatever this thing is.
This is just the sticker. It tells us what model it is and just covers the screws. And I never get them on straight, but that's not bad. And that feels nice and straight. Okay, so this is a mini USB connection. It's an older connection,
Yeah.
but hopefully plugs in, and if you can focus down,
It's full.
the battery is full and charged.
Whatever you say.
I do. So hopefully now we'll just leave that to make sure it charges itself nicely up,
Very quick.
and we're done.
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know, why didn't I think of that?
What a wonderful idea.
Thank you very much, Alex. And we'll see you again with lots of other projects. And I'll leave it the last word to,
I'd love to.
we'd love to. Thank you very much.